Good evening, you're watching Trending Tonight. I'm Sanket Upadhyay. Two stories that we are going to look at right here. Story number one, well, the new vaccine policy is out, and because of that vaccine policy, now the centre takes complete control. 75% of the vaccines are going to be distributed by the centre, given free to the states. But 25% are still with the private players, private hospitals, can be procured directly from the manufacturers. So now, as far as this vaccine strategy is concerned, the private hospital participation is something which is also being debated. Now, what the Prime Minister has done is that he has set a limit or a cap on the prices. Many would say it's a welcome step, given the fact that in some of the private hospitals, the prices had become obnoxious for the same vaccines. There was differential pricing. But the point is, there is differential pricing even now. And in just a short moment, we'll tell you how much the difference really is, because the government only very recently has come out with a circular where it has specified which vaccine is going to cost how much. Hospitals have raised concerns and they're also giving suggestions. We'll have top doctors, in fact, owners of the top private hospitals across the country who are going to join us in just a short moment. Also on the show, in just a short moment, we'll be speaking to MP, independent MP from Maharashtra, Navneet Rana. Well, her caste certificate has been declared fake by the High Court. Now, if this is the case, this is the caste certificate she used to contest elections. She became an MP. Are we to expect that she loses her membership because of a fake caste certificate? What does she have to say about this? We will speak to her in just a short moment on what is her plan. Let's now quickly tell us what exactly has been done. So first, the Prime Minister and the new vaccine policy. So of course, there is a lot of criticism as to why did the Prime Minister choose this. I'm not going to get into the politics of the reasons why this vaccine policy has been changed, but it has been reversed. So there are free vaccines for all 18 plus. Centre will provide states all the vaccines free. Private sector can still buy 25% of the doses. There's a maximum service charge of 150 rupees by the private hospitals. The Prime Minister has defended the vaccine policy, saying that it was clearly defined. Now, there is a major change in India's vaccination policy, where the Prime Minister said that the centre will procure vaccines for states too, something that was not happening earlier. And by earlier, I mean in the month of May. Centre to now procure 75% of the vaccines, private players to get 25%. Those who want to pay can go to private hospitals. Private hospitals can only charge a cost of 150 rupees. Now, let's quickly tell you what the Fortis Hospital has said. See, it's very important what private hospitals are saying. They say, we welcome the simplification of the vaccination procurement and access to free vaccines for all citizens at government hospitals. We are happy that the private sector role in this national program has been recognized by allocating 25%. We would urge that the vaccine prices for the private sector be reviewed downwards as well to enable expansion of access. So basically, Fortis is saying reduce the cost of the vaccine for being available to the people, for the private sector. They also say that unfortunately the cap of service charge is at 150 rupees, which will not cover the additional costs incurred for such off-site vaccination camps. Now, very quickly, there are other hospitals also, Manipal Hospital, Ujala, Cygnus Group Hospital, Integrated Health, Akash Healthcare, all of them saying or giving a lot of suggestions, and we'll have those experts in just a short moment. Let's quickly tell you what the government has announced just now. So this is the pricing, the vaccine price for the private players. Let's put that on screen. So Covishield, let's go full frame. Many people would now question this pricing. So Covishield is still at 600. Covaxin is at 1200. Made in India vaccine, the costliest of all. There is a GST component also. There was a lot of suggestions that do away with GST. This is a national campaign. Why do we want to earn tax? And Sputnik V is at 948. So effectively, if you include this service charge, the cost of Covishield is 780. The cost of Covaxin is a whopping 1,410. Now, this is of course a cap. You can't go beyond this. And Sputnik V is going to be at 1,145. Let's quickly introduce our guests this evening. Dr. Naresh Trehan, Chairman and Managing Director of Medanta, the Medicity. D.S. Rana, Dr. Rana, Chairman, Board of Management, Sir Gangaram Hospital. Dr. Sudarshan Balal, Chairman of Manipal Hospitals. And Brigadier Manohar Khajuria, Director of Saroj Hospital. Thank you very much. Dr. Trehan, I want to begin with you. What do you make of the centre's policy, particularly as far as private hospitals are concerned, or procuring it privately is concerned?
So two things. One, when this policy was liberalized on 1st of May, there was a lot of confusion because of the fact that there was a shortage of supply on the supply side. And the three-tier pricing was also making it a little more confusing. And I'm sure that with this policy of the center procuring for the states is going to set a lot of those controversies and vagaries in the field to rest. That's a good thing. We always supported that. Now the question is why private hospitals have been allowed to do the vaccination on their own. The reason is that one overarching principle that nobody is safe till everybody is safe.
Yeah.
If we are to multiply the speed with which we can vaccinate this country and to lessen the burden on the government of taking the cost of everything, because the companies, what you're seeing in this two-tier pricing is the fact the companies are saying at the price we give to the government, we will not be able to survive like this. So in a way, private citizens who want to take the vaccine privately are cross-subsidizing. So that's okay, because if you can afford it, you should go to a private hospital and get it done. Why the three different vaccines are at different price, only the government knows, because we have no visibility into that, because obviously it is the price that the companies are demanding. But at the same time, this is a very good thing that it has been capped. It should have been capped because it should be a transparent, uniform price to everybody, no matter where they go and get it in the private space. So in my view, I have always supported this idea that it should have been capped. It has been capped, and I'm that much happier for it.
Okay. Dr. Rana, I want to come to you now. See, some of the hospitals say, while we are okay with capping of the price, the capping should have been on the vaccine cost at the time of procurement, and this price of 150, which is the capping of the service charge, should have been revised. For instance, Fortis Hospital says that this is not going to help us meet our off-site vaccination expenses. I want to ask you, what do you think?
You know, I'm firstly very glad that the capping of price has been done, that the price of the vaccine now will be uniform right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari.
Correct.
And that is very good. I wish the pricing could have been slightly lower, but even then I agree with Dr. Trehan that those who can afford, they can afford at this price also. As far as price of this
service charge,
the price of the hospital is concerned for 150 rupees, I think that's fairly all right. We should all take it as service to nation, service to mankind, and service to us. If we vaccinate the people at large in the shortest time, we are improving overall the health of the whole country, whole nation, whole world actually.
Correct.
So I don't think there is we are not here to make money on vaccine. So as far as rupees 150 is concerned, I think that is quite fairly all right. Fairly all right. Okay, with us.
Okay. All right. Dr. Balal, I want to come to you now. We have a statement from the Manipal hospitals also, and the statement says that the central procurement of the vaccine would strengthen the vaccination drive. Free vaccination for 18 and above is a welcome move, but not much would change at present with respect to the private sector. Dr. Balal, why do you feel that not much will change?
Good evening. The center with its clout, might, and a larger voice would be able to procure the vaccines much better than individual states or hospitals. So I think that was a very welcome move. However, as far as the private sector was concerned, we were allotted 25% of the vaccines earlier. and that is the same now. And we never looked at public service during this period of the pandemic. And as was rightly said earlier, you are never safe till everyone else is safe. So I think vaccination is a duty of the private and the public sector in controlling this scourge. So the 150 rupees or 200 rupees would not really make much of a difference to us. The purpose is to vaccinate as many number
Correct.
of people as possible in the shortest period of time. So that's the reason I had said nothing much has changed for the private sector.
Okay, okay. Dr. Khajuria, I want to come to you now. See, earlier on what was happening was that the center procured the vaccines at 150 rupees per dose, and then it was given to states and the states distributed it, and amid that distribution, these doses went to private hospitals also. What are we to assume now? Do you think that as we go ahead, private hospitals can look forward to doses from the center as well as these private doses too? Or will there be a demarcation, or should there be a demarcation that private hospitals only cater to those people who can afford to take expensive vaccines?
What I feel is this division of 75 and 25, it is not shouldn't have been done.
Okay.
Primarily for the reason that we have lost a lot of precious time in vaccinating our people. There are 940 million people who needs to be vaccinated who are over the age of 80. Out of that, only 46 millions have got both the doses, that has been fully vaccinated, and 139 million people they have got just one dose. So you can imagine how many more people need to be vaccinated. So in that case, we have lost a lot of precious time. Now dividing like this, whereas if you see the capability of the private hospitals has not been optimally utilized.
Okay.
They are doing much more than what they have done. They are the ones who bore the brunt of entire COVID cases during the first and the second wave. They were the preferred destination of all the people who wanted to get treated when they were down with this COVID. And then it comes to giving the vaccination. It has been given only 25%. This discrimination, I think, will further slow down the process, wherein the process should have been hastened up, because we need to vaccinate everybody.
No, but then Dr. Khajuria, would you want to
say? I would even go a little further.
Okay.
It should be before the third wave, which may not be possible. But the fact is that why not utilize the potential the private hospitals have got to take 25%?
now? How would you propose? What could the government have done differently?
Even now, 25% is given to the private hospitals. Out of that, only few very big corporate hospitals have been given this facility to utilize. Earlier, all of us were giving these vaccines to the entire population, all the private hospitals. Now that discrimination has come, out of these 25%, only 19%, major chunk, that is 19% has been taken on by these big hospitals, and leaving aside just 6%.
So there has to be equal distribution as far as these private doses are concerned. Dr. Trehan, do you think that there has to be a strategy? Otherwise, obviously the big players with the big money, and I'm talking about hospitals here, are going to corner the major chunk of these private vaccines. What happens to those smaller hospitals?
I'd like to make 2 points. One is that I've always supported that the previous system was better, where the government procured everything and we got our supplies from our CMOs or from the district authorities, which was very even and it was good. Second thing that I would like to say is that just because we have only 25% does not mean that we need to limit ourselves to that. What we have started in Gurugram is what we call vaccination for livelihood. This is our CSR activity along with IIM Gurgaon, which is a NGO. We are now going to donate some vaccines. We are going to get vaccines donated. Medanta will offer its services free. So no matter where the vaccine comes from, we are going to hold camps in the public for people who are likely to lose their livelihood if they got sick, like the Rediwalas, the Kinarawalas, the labor. So this movement has started from today. So we have started in Sikandarpur in Gurgaon already, a camp where we have mapped the people. The other NGOs are also helping us, but Medanta is doing this. So every hospital can do that as part of their CSR.
Yeah, but I think Brigadier Khajuria's main contention here was make vaccines available for us to be able to launch a CSR activity.
Exactly. That's what I want
You
to point
can
out.
help the government. The government can take your assistance.
Yeah, Brigadier Khajuria, one moment. Dr. Trehan can finish and then I'll come to you. Yes.
So like we offered,
fine.
To the district commissioner of Gurgaon, that any assistance that when they have the vaccine, we'll help them free of cost to go and deliver it in the camps. So like I'm saying, it is a participative movement, which ultimately our goal is only one, to vaccinate the whole country.
Correct.
So whatever we can do, we should do. I agree with it that the government should procure for private sector also, and we can buy it from them like we did before.
Okay,
So
Dr. Rana, here I think one of the crucial bit is going to be, to be fair or to play fair as far as the vaccine manufacturer is concerned, because the government was procuring it at a subsidy, at a lower cost. So how will that vaccine manufacturer recover his cost? So they are doing it by selling it at a premium to these private players.
There can be both views on this. Somebody may say that just to recover price for the manufacturers, this is being done. At the same time, there can be view that every citizen, we are saying that every citizen of the country is going to get free vaccination, So at this, it is free. Even people though you're getting free, let us say 75% of people. After all, money is coming from exchequer. And the benefit, these people, those who are going to get vaccination at private hospital, those are the people those who are paying tax also. So from that angle, I thought if we say the law of equality, then there should have one price, as Dr. Naresh Trehan told earlier. At Delhi, we were paying rupees 150 to Delhi government, and we were charging 100 rupees for this service charge. I wish that we are quite fine with 100 rupees also. What the vaccine should have been little cheaper, and that will make the program very nice.
I think that's a very important
Anyway,
point.
what Dr. Trehan is saying, that is what every hospital, especially the bigger hospitals, should do. They should participate with the government and provide manpower or their support to vaccinate people at large, especially in the rural India.
Okay, thank you very much, all of you all. The bigger the hospital, the greater the responsibility, but where are the vaccines and also at what cost do we procure them? These latest prices are out. There will be views. People will say what they have to. I'm sure the government will revise its policy also, as they have been revising. Thank you very much. Let's move on now. Let's also get you an interview with Navneet Rana. She's an independent MP from Maharashtra, and her caste certificate that was used in these elections to contest from a reserved constituency has now been declared fake by the High Court. Ms. Rana, thank you so much for joining us. I first of all want to know your reaction to the court calling your certificate fake.
मुझे भी आप लोगों के माध्यम से जो सब्जेक्ट पता लग रहा है कि हाई कोर्ट ने ऐसा निर्णय दिया है। अभी भी वो ऑर्डर हमारे हाथ में नहीं आया है, तो वो ऑर्डर जैसे ही आएगा उसका पूरी रीड करेंगे, क्या क्या कैसे कैसे उन्होंने ऑर्डर्स दिए हैं, और उसी बेस पर हम लोगों ने हाई कोर्ट से स्टे लिया हुआ है 6 हफ्ते का। तो 4 हफ्ते तक सुप्रीम कोर्ट बंद है, और मुझे लगता है कि पिछले 9 वर्षों से जिस चीज़ की मैं लड़ाई लड़ रही हूँ, और 2 बार डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट ने मुझे सर्टिफिकेट और वैलिडिटी अप्रूव करके दी हुई है, और एक बार सुप्रीम हाई कोर्ट के रीबैक करने के बाद आदेश दिए थे हाई कोर्ट ने कि इनके सभी चीज़ों का विजिलेंस किया जाए और 3 महीने के अंदर इन्हें वैलिडिटी और कास्ट सर्टिफिकेट देना चाहिए कि नहीं देना चाहिए, ये निर्णय लीजिए और हमें बताइए। तो हाई कोर्ट के आदेश के बाद 3 महीने के भीतर ही मुझे वैलिडिटी और सर्टिफिकेट दिया गया और उसी के बेस पर मैं इलेक्शन लड़ पाई। और फिर से जिस व्यक्ति ने हाई कोर्ट में ये अपील की, दाखिल किया पिटीशन, उनका डिफीट हुआ, जो शिवसेना के एमपी हैं। और सडन ऑफ हाई कोर्ट में पहले रीबैक होता है, रीबैक के बाद मुझे सर्टिफिकेट दिया जाता है, उस बेस पे मैं इलेक्शन लड़ती हूँ और उसी को लेके फिर हाई कोर्ट में जाना और हाई कोर्ट में सडन ऑफ ऐसा निर्णय आना। एज ए भारतीय नागरिक हम हाई कोर्ट की, सुप्रीम कोर्ट के हर निर्णय का आदर करते हैं और इस निर्णय का भी हम आदर करते हैं। और स्टे हमने 6 हफ्ते का इस पे मिला हुआ है और इसके बाद हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट अपने न्याय के लिए, न्याय की गुहार लगाने के लिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी जाएंगे।
नहीं, लेकिन नवनीत जी, मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहता हूं कि आपके हिसाब से वो तर्क क्या हैं कि ये सर्टिफिकेट आपका सही है, दैट योर सर्टिफिकेट इज नॉट फेक। व्हाट आर द आर्ग्यूमेंट्स दैट यू हैव?
मुझे लगता है कि जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट बनाया गया है वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के गाइडलाइंस के अनुसार वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट बनाते हैं और डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट ही इस वैलिडिटी को और सर्टिफिकेट को बना के उनको अप्रूव करके देते हैं, बीइंग दैट कास्ट यू बिलोंग टू। ऐसा जब कास्ट डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट देती है और पहले भी जब हाई कोर्ट में इसके लिए रीबैक किया गया, रीबैक करने के बाद फिर से विजिलेंस हुआ, होम विजिलेंस हुआ और उसके बाद मुझे वैलिडिटी अप्रूव की गई और उसी बेस पे मैं इलेक्शन लड़ी हूँ, तो उसमें भी कुछ चीजें होंगी जो मेरे पेपर्स को रिलेट करते हैं मेरी वैलिडिटी के साथ में। तो मुझे लगता है इसके साथ साथ में कहीं ना कहीं एज ए पॉलिटिकल खिचड़ी जरूर बनी गई है।
Okay, that's an important point that you're making, but what's the impact of this going to be politically, particularly on you being a member of parliament?
100% शिवसेना के साथ में मेरे विचारों की लड़ाई और मेरे महाराष्ट्र के हित में अगर वो नहीं रहते तो उनके साथ मेरी लड़ाई काफ़ी सालों से है और मैं पहले भी लड़ रही थी, आज भी लड़ रही हूँ और आगे भी शिवसेना के साथ ऐसे ही मेरे महाराष्ट्र के हित के लिए मैं लड़ती रहूँगी। और रही बात मेरे ये सब्जेक्ट को लेकर, तो जो मेरे जिन्होंने ये पिटीशन दाखिल किया था वो बहुत सारी चीज़ें बोल रहे हैं, बहुत सीनियर व्यक्ति हैं, वो मेरे बुजुर्ग व्यक्ति हैं। उन्हें मैं सिर्फ एक ही सलाह देना चाहूँगी कि देर है पर अंधेर नहीं है। और वो जो सपने दिन में देख रहे हैं री इलेक्शन के और इसके उसके, तो मुझे लगता है अभी भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में मैं न्याय की गुहार लगाने जाऊंगी और न्याय के लिए वहां पर भी लड़ूंगी।
Okay, so you feel that your option, you have a legal recourse, which is the Supreme Court, but your opponents are calling your documents fake and that your election result is a farce.
मुझे लगता है पर्सनली कोई क्या कहता है, कोई मुझे क्या बताएगा कि मैं कौन से कास्ट को बिलोंग करती हूँ और मैं क्या हूँ और मेरे कागज पत्र क्या कहते हैं। मुझे लगता है मैं डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट ने मुझे जो आदेश दिए, डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट का और हाई कोर्ट ने जो ऑर्डर निकाले, उसी बेस पर मैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाना चाहूँगी और सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाऊँगी और न्याय की गुहार लगाऊंगी। मेरे अमरावती के लोगों की, जनता का आशीर्वाद, प्रेम और मेरे कागज पत्र पे पूरा विश्वास है कि मुझे सुप्रीम कोर्ट में न्याय मिलेगा। और उन्हें मेरा यही जवाब है कि मैं लड़ती आई हूँ और पहले भी लड़ती थी, आज भी लड़ूंगी और आगे भी अपने महाराष्ट्र के लिए, अमरावती के जनता के हित के लिए मैं आगे भी मेरी आवाज ऐसे ही रखूंगी, इसमें कोई भी शंका नहीं है।
Well, I just want to ask you whether you trust the legal system of the country or not. You're saying you'll appeal in the Supreme Court, but it's this very legal system which has declared your certificate wrong, incorrect.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हर कोर्ट के, डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट के ऊपर हाई कोर्ट है, हाई कोर्ट के ऊपर सुप्रीम कोर्ट है, तो मुझे लगता है कि जब डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट ने मुझे 2 बार सर्टिफिकेट दिया है और हाई कोर्ट ने उसे खारिज किया है, तो उसके बाद सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी है और सुप्रीम कोर्ट में भी मैं अपने कागज पत्र के साथ लेके जाके न्याय की गुहार जरूर लगाऊंगी।
All right, Navneet Rana, thank you very much for joining us. So obviously you are going to exercise your legal recourse, an appeal in the Supreme Court against this judgment of the High Court calling your caste certificate fake. Thank you very much for joining us. With that, we come to the end of this program, Trending Tonight. News continues on the other side. Stay with us.